chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too. Viewer discretion advised.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein awaiting sex trafficking charges, dead of apparent suicide. August 10th, 2019. Talk about timing. Over 2,000 pages of documents came out yesterday. Printed here I have Virginia Giuffre versus Ghislaine Maxwell on the defamation suit. And this thing is a book, man. It's just like 74 pages. Just to read a few snippets from these documents. Chapter 11. Throughout the remainder of the quickly passing year, I was on a constant move with Jeffrey, attending various dinner parties, mostly with other esteemed billionaires and widely acclaimed scientists. Jeffrey likes to surround himself with the most brilliant and powerful minds. It was during those intellectual gatherings that my body was also put on the banquet menu, but this time for powerful Senator George Mitchell and another prominent Nobel Prize winning scientist whose name would be mentioned, but for all the life of me, I can no longer remember. They would be only some of the recognizable figures of high society that became added to my list of clientele. Of course, being introduced to for a lot more than just a client of massage. Constantly being used and adored for the likeliness of my youthful looks. Epstein's many Hollywood pals include Matt Groening, creator of The Simpsons. Fuck! Jeffrey once had me give Matt a foot massage when he was lying on the jet with us, Virginia says. He laughed and did drawings of Bart and Homer for my little brother and my dad. Virginia disclosed that Mr. Clinton's vice president, Al Gore, and his wife, Tipper, were also guests of Epstein on his island. Last summer, the Gores abruptly announced that they were ending their supposedly fairy tale marriage. Just weeks later, it emerged that Mr. Gore, famously sanctimonious global warming disciple, had been accused of trying to force sex on women with whom he had booked a therapeutic massage at an Oregon hotel. Virginia said that yet another American liberal icon, Senator George Mitchell, frequently visited Epstein's New York residence. Mr. Mitchell, age 77, was very close to Jeffrey, Virginia recalled. I know he left him a message in Palm Beach, too. He is very clean cut. You wouldn't think of him as being part of Jeffrey's crew. I did already look him up because he left Epstein a message in Palm Beach, just saying to call him back. First Lieutenant for the Counterintelligence Corps, 1954 through 56. I know, just because it says to 1956 doesn't necessarily mean it stopped in 1956. That's not how it works. If something's secret, they keep it secret. A need-to-know basis, so we wouldn't know. While checking into their hotel in Tangier, when we got to the room, it was oozing with every expected bit of extravagance that a luxurious historical palace should offer, until I was greeted with a pile of monkey poo in the middle of my bed. Ew. Not a happy camper. I called Jeffrey, Ghislaine, and Emmy into my adjoining room, and they all had quite a good laugh, at my expense. Within a moment's notice of a complaint call to the front desk, and we had an attendant cleaning up my bed linen. The cleaner noticed the window was still open. He warned not to leave it ajar at nighttime, just in case another monkey wanted to make himself comfortable in my quarters. Ghislaine joked that maybe I should keep it open. I might find a suitable husband before I get any older. Always the instigator of a good joke, but unable to take one herself. She didn't like when poked back. It was more in her recent taste of men, since she loved to brag about her rendezvous with various lovers. Once she came back giddy as a schoolgirl with an explosion of news. With all the build-up and excitement in her voice, you'd think she was the next crown princess. But she had given George Clooney a blowjob in the bathroom at some random event. She never let that one down. What's up, Clooney? Might want to go get tested. Did the FBI tell you that Epstein had hidden cameras watching you the entire time, even when you went to the bathroom? Yes. Did the FBI tell you everything he did was illegal because I was underage? Yes. Holy shit. Was it all videotaped? Roberts on her experience with Prince Andrew. I led Prince Andrew into the upstairs bathroom next to the room I was staying in. I was doing my best trying to put on a good show for him by slowly undressing and started to pour a bath. He was caressing every part of my naked body and filling my head with endless compliments about my blossoming figure. He paid careful attention to my toes and was licking them. Ew! A young woman who says financier Jeffrey Epstein and socialite Ghislaine Maxwell kept her as a sex slave also accused a host of high-powered men of being involved in Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring, according to court records unsealed Friday. Virginia Giuffre, who says that Epstein and Maxwell trafficked her to powerful people for erotic massages and sex, claimed in a 2016 deposition that Maxwell directed her to have sex with former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, Britain's Prince Andrew, who she's accused before, wealthy financier Glenn Dubin, former Senator George Mitchell, now deceased MIT scientist Marvin Minsky, and modeling agent Jean-Luc Brunel, as well as, quote, another prince, and the owner of a large hotel chain in France. Holy shit, according to Disney, Mitchell was on their board of directors starting in 1995 and was chairman of the board from 2004 to 2007. He left the board on December 31st, 2007. So when he was leaving Epstein messages in 2005, he was chairman of the board for fucking Walt Disney? Thank God for John Doe, he makes my life so much easier. Epstein's pilot testified in a deposition that the infamous Lolita Express was allowed to land on a naval air base in Japan, quote, because we were picking up former President Clinton. In Japan, huh? Former U.S. Senator and NASA astronaut John Glenn rode on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet with Epstein and Alan Dershowitz in 1996. They flew to Ohio for Les Wexner's birthday party. Glenn died in 2016. Jeffrey Epstein, the disgraced financier who was being held in a Manhattan jail awaiting federal sex trafficking charges, died early Saturday from an apparent suicide, according to federal authorities. I'm sure everyone believes that. Reuters on Jeffrey Epstein's death. Quote, at the MCC, 2 jail guards were required to make separate checks on all prisoners every 30 minutes, but that procedure was not followed. Of course it wasn't. It was not immediately clear why Epstein was taken off suicide watch. Here's what I do know. He was such a narcissist that I really don't think he would have committed suicide. He was proud of what he did. You can tell by just looking at his sex offender photos. This is a lot of information to go through. So, keep your eyes peeled because this isn't the end of it. Fucking stoned.